Hi students, welcome to my channel. My name is Vedamurthy. You are watching the channel Chemistry Classes. Students, today we'll continue the chapter 2 from part 1, Structure of Atoms. So today we'll discuss about atomic models. What are the models? Mainly today we are going to discuss about Thomson model of the atom and Rutherford nuclear model of atom. Before discussing about Thomson model and Rutherford model, we should know about the previous class, what we studied, and also what are the problems exist in front of the scientist when they are coming to the different atomic models preparations. So yeah, in the previous class we studied about the Dalton's atomic theory. So as per Dalton's atomic theory, atom is indivisible. It cannot divide and also it cannot measure, which is composed of subatomic particles carrying positive and negative charges. There are some major problems, or before the scientist after the um, discovery of subatomic particles. So one is how to account the stability of the atom. Second, to compare the behavior of elements in terms of both physical and chemical properties. Third, to explain the formation of different kinds of molecules by the combination of different atoms. And lastly, to understand the origin and nature of the characteristics of the electromagnetic radiation absorbed or emitted by the atoms. So different atomic models were proposed to explain the distribution of these charged particles in an atom. Mainly today we'll discuss about two atomic models. One is the model was given by J.J. Thomson, and another one is Ernest Rutherford model. So let me discuss about firstly Thomson model of the atom. In 1898, J.J. Thomson was proposed an atom possess a spherical shape having a radius approximately 10 upon minus 10 meter, in which the positive charge is uniformly distributed. The electrons are embedded in it in such a manner as to give the most stable electrostatic arrangement. Many different names are given to this model is namely uh, plum pudding, resin pudding, or watermelon models like that. So this model can be new, visualized as a pudding or watermelon shape which is of positive charge with the plum or seeds, so are embedded with electrons. An important feature of this model is the mass of the atom is assumed to be uniformly distributed over the atom. Although this model was able to explain the overall neutrality of the atom, but was not consistent with the results of the later experiments. So next we'll discuss about Rutherford nuclear model of the atom. Rutherford, Rutherford and his students like Hans Geiger and Ernest Masden bombarded very thin gold foil with alpha particles. Rutherford famous alpha particle scattering experiment is shown in the figure here. Uh, First figure, that is Rutherford screening scattering experiment. A stream of high energy of alpha particles from a radioactive source was directed at a thin foil, so which is having approximately thickness 100 nanometer and is made of the gold metal. The thin gold foil had a circular fluorescent zinc sulfide screen around the gold foil. Whenever alpha particles struck the screen, a tiny flash of the light was produced at that point. The results of scattering experiment were quite unexpected. According to Thomson model of atom, the mass of each gold atom in the foil should have been spread evenly over the entire atom, and alpha particles have enough energy to pass directly through the uniform distribution of mass. So it was expected that particle would slow down and change the directions only by a small angles, or they passed through the foil. So it was observed like that most of the alpha particles passed through the gold foil are undeflected. A small fraction of the alpha particles were deflected by small angles. A very few alpha particles, approximately 1 in 20,000 particles, bounced back, that it is were deflected nearly at the angle 180 degree. On the basis of the observations, Rutherford drew some conclusions regarding the structure of the atom. So number one conclusion is most of the space in the atom is empty, as most of the alpha particles passed through the foil are undeflected. So a few positively charged alpha particles were deflected. The deflection must be due to enormous repulsive force, which is showing that the positive charge of the atom is not spread throughout the atom. As Thomson had presumed, the positive charge has to be concentrated in a very small volume that repelled and deflected the positively charged alpha particles. And third one, calculations by Rutherford showed that the volume occupied by the nucleus is negatively small, small as compared to the total volume of the atom. The nucleus of the atom is about 10 upon minus 10 meter, while that of nucleus is 10 upon minus 15 meter. On the basis of these observations and conclusions, Rutherford proposed the nuclear model of the atom. According to this nuclear model of atom, the positive charge and the most of the mass of the atom was densely concentrated in extremely small region. This very small portion of the atom was called nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by electrons and that moves around the nucleus with very high speed in circular paths called orbits. Thus Rutherford model of the atom, which is resembles like a solar system. In solar system, uh, in this Rutherford model, nucleus play the role of sun and the electrons are playing revolving around the planets. See, electrons and the nucleus are held together by electrostatic force of the attraction. See, now we have to, what is atomic number and what is mass number. So the presence of positive charge on the nucleus is due to the protons in the nucleus. The charge on the proton is equal but opposite to that of the electron. The number of protons present in the nucleus is equal to atomic number. The number of protons present in the nucleus is equal to atomic number. For example, number of protons in the hydrogen nucleus is 1 and number of protons in the sodium atom is 11. Therefore, their atomic numbers are 1 and 11 respectively. In order to keep the electrical neutrality, the number of electrons in an atom is equal to the number of protons. So the protons is equal to atomic number Z. For example, number of electrons in hydrogen atom and sodium atom are 1 and 11 respectively. Sorry, 1 and 11 respectively. So now we'll come to the conclusion like this. atomic number Z is equal to number of protons in the nucleus of an atom, which equals to number of electrons in a neutral atom. So while the positive charge of the nucleus is due to the protons, the mass of the nucleus due to the protons and neutrons. The protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus are collectively known as nucleons. The protons and neutrons present in the nucleus are collectively called as nucleons. See, total number of nucleus is termed as mass number. That is mass number represented as A. So mass number of an atom, is equal to number of protons is Z plus number of neutrons N. So now we should know about isobars and isotopes. The composition of any atom can be represented by using the normal element symbol, that is X, with the superscript on the left hand side as the atomic number A, and subscript Z is the atomic number on the left hand side of the atom. So isobars are the atoms with the same mass number but different atomic number. For example, 6C14 and 7N14. Carbon having 6 is the atomic number and 14 is the isobars, that is mass number. Okay, so same way, nitrogen having the atomic number 7 but its mass number is 14. Atoms with identical atomic number but different atomic mass number are known as isotopes. Isotopes are which is having identical atomic number but having different atomic mass number. So difference between the isotopes is due to the presence of different number of neutrons. For example, hydrogen having 99.985% of hydrogen, which contains only one proton. So only one proton which is contain hydrogen, that isotope is called protium. So 1H1. So rest of the percentage of the hydrogen atom contains two other isotopes. The one isotope containing one proton and one neutron is called deuterium 1D2, and which is equal to 0.015%, and the other one possessing one proton and two neutrons is called tritium, so 1T3. So another one example is carbon atom containing 6, 7 and 8 neutrons. So besides in that 6 are protons, so we can write it like this: 6C12, 6C13 and 6C14. So chlorine, one more example, chlorine atom having 18 and 20 neutrons, in that 17 is the protons. So now we can write it chlorine is Cl17 Cl35 and 17Cl37. Regarding isotopes, having chemical properties of atom are controlled by the number of electrons, which are determined by the number of protons in the nucleus. Number of neutrons present in the nucleus have very little effect on the chemical properties of an element. So therefore, all the other isotopes of a given element show some chemical behavior. So now we will solve some two problems here. One problem is to find out the number of protons, neutrons and electrons in 35Br80. In this case 35Br80, so atomic number is 35, so that is Z is equal to 35. Then atomic mass number is 80, that is A. So this is this species is neutral one. See, number of protons is equal to number of electrons, which is equal to 35. So now we have to find out the number of neutrons. Number of neutrons, how to find out? So you have to subtract the A minus Z. A is number of atomic mass number and Z is atomic number. So here A is 80 and Z is 35. 80 minus 35 is equal to 45. So total number of neutrons is 45 and total number of protons is 35. Total number of neutrons is 45 and total number of electrons is 35. So another one problem. In this problem, you have to find out the number of electrons, protons and neutrons in a species are equal to 18, 16 and 16 respectively. So here you have to assign the proper symbol of the species which is belong to 18, 16, 16 of electrons, protons and neutrons respectively. So the answer, the atomic number is equal to number of protons, which is Z, that is equal to 16. The element is belongs to 16, atomic number is sulfur. Yes. Atomic mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons, which is equal to 16 is the number of protons plus 16 neutrons is equal to total atomic mass number will becomes 32 number. So this pitch is not a neutral. As the number of protons is equal to the electrons, it is anion, negatively charged with charge equal to excess of electron. So excess of electron we have to subtract with 18 minus 16, we'll get 2. So 2 minus. The symbol for this species is 16, yes, 32, 2 minus. Now we have to discuss about the drawbacks of Rutherford model. So Rutherford nuclear model of an atom is like a small scale solar system with the nucleus playing the role of massive sun and the electrons are being similar to the lighter planets. When classical mechanics is applied to the solar system, which shows that planets describe well-defined orbits around the sun. The gravitational force between the planets is given by the expression G into m1 into m2 divided by r square. Here m1 and m2 are the masses and r is the distance of the separation of the masses and g is the gravitational constant. So this theory can also calculate the precisely planetary orbits, and these are in agreement with the experimental measurements. The similarity between solar system and a nuclear model, which is suggested by the Rutherford, so electrons should move around the nucleus is well defined orbits. Further, the Coulomb force k q1 into q2 divided by r square. So q1 and q2 are the charges and r is the distance of the separation of the charge and k is the proportionality constant. So between electrons and the nucleus is mathematically similar to the gravitational force. However, when body is moving in a orbit, it undergoes acceleration even if it is moving with a constant speed. It's like in an orbit because of the changing direction. So electron in the nucleus model describing planet-like orbits is under acceleration. According to the electromagnetic theory of Maxwell, charged particles when accelerated should emit the electromagnetic radiations. This feature does not exist for planets since they are uncharged. So therefore, an electron is in orbit will emit the radiation. The energy carried by radiation which comes from the electronic motion. The orbit will thus continue to shrink. The calculations which are shown that should take an electron only 10 upon minus 10 second to spiral into the nucleus. But this does not happen in nuclear Rutherford atomic model. So thus Rutherford model cannot explain the stability of the atom. If the motion of the electron is described on the basis of the classical mechanics and electromagnetic theory, since the motion of the electrons in the orbit is leading to the instability of the atom, then we can have a question like this: why not consider were neutrality. Electron as stationary around the nucleus. If the electrons were stationary, so electrostatic attraction between the dense nucleus and the electrons would pull the electrons toward the nucleus to form a miniature version of Thomson model of the atom. So another major serious drawback of Rutherford atomic model, nuclear atomic model, is it nothing to say about distribution of the electrons around the nucleus and the energies of these new and energies of these electrons, students. So this is about the atomic models of which are proposed by Rutherford and J.J. Thomson. The next class will go for in detail with the Bohr's model. Okay, student, if you are not subscribed this channel, please subscribe the channel. If the video is liked, please press the like button. Thanks for watching.